YL and all the places you can hear us on the web, the app, the YouTube, the X, all the above. Nathan Martin here in the studio with you is Stephen Maxwell. And we are excited to kick this show off this morning with none other than U.S. Senator John Kennedy. Good morning, Senator Kennedy. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. I am well.
Well, we are delighted to have you with us this morning. We appreciate always the opportunity to get to talk with you. I'm assuming you're up in the lovely D.C. Metroplex area.
That is a fact. I am in La La Land, Washington, D.C.
You have a few other descriptive names for that area on your book that I just got through reading, and I highly recommend anybody to take a look at that book. How much fun did you have writing that book, Senator?
Oh, I don't know that fun is the right word. It was a lot more work, Nathan, than I thought it would be.
It had to have been cathartic, though.
Well, it was, and I'm glad I did it. But my time is, when you're a U.S. senator, you get pulled in a lot of directions, and that sort of added to my workday, which is okay. But there were times where it got frustrating, and it's like a lot of other things. It's easier than it looks,
Sure. Well, I'll tell you, one of the things I appreciated, besides the anecdotes and the quips and the one-liners, was the personal view of some of the senators that you gave, even giving me a deeper appreciation for some that might have a different perspective than me in my political persuasion, but the respect that you hold for many of them. I thought that was really insightful and helpful to understand just how you view some of the other senators, and even if they don't agree with you on everything, you see their heart, and I thought that was a very hope-filled sentiment.
Well, the Senate is small, certainly compared to the House. There are hundreds of us. We're together every day, sometimes at meetings in the evenings. So you get to know everyone. And I don't hate anybody. And I constantly tell myself, don't let politics interfere with your humanity. When I say my prayers, I ask God, don't let me hate. And I don't hate any one of my colleagues. I don't hate anybody. I try to get along with all my colleagues. They're very interesting people. It's probably the most interesting group of people I've ever been around.
Well, thanks for that insight. We do have a question for you about something local that was announced officially last week, and that was the development of a $3.6 billion data center owned by Applied Digital. Has that made it on your radar?
Oh, yes. Data centers are the powerhouse of artificial intelligence. They're still new. I'm delighted that they're coming to Louisiana. We have to be very careful in terms of energy use and water use. Those are not unlimited resources. We have to all the data centers ask for tax breaks. You have to be very judicious in negotiating them. But the good news is they're coming to the world, whether you agree with them or not. So we might as well have them here and reap the tax benefits and the job benefits. Now, having said that, there's been some pushback, and I'm starting to see more of it among our people. And a lot of that's fear of the unknown. A lot of that has to do with electricity prices and water usage, which needs to be negotiated fairly up front.
Absolutely. We're hearing those sentiments as well from time to time from callers as well as Facebook comments on our story. So you're certainly keeping your finger on the pulse of what's happening there.
Do you expect more of them to come to the Central Louisiana area or North Louisiana?
Stephen, it's hard to tell. A lot of it depends, frankly, on whether the federal government regulates them or not. And by that, I mean set standards for electricity use or set standards for water resource use. They have been moving everywhere. It's not just in America. It's not just Louisiana. I was reading a piece the other day where they're moving into Malaysia and every country. But at some point, because they're so energy hungry and water hungry, the government, either local, state, or federal, kind of steps in and says, whoa, we need to talk about this. And you'll see a lot of the usage or the building stop. Having said that, they have to have them to run AI, and AI is here, whether you like it or not.
Well, I kind of want to get off topic a little bit too. I'm sorry, Nathan. I just want to say I appreciate getting to meet Margaret and your two dog portraits. I love the video.
Oh man, I knew nothing about TikTok except, of course, I've watched it some. But we can't have them on government devices. TikTok on government devices. Don't ask me. It's one of the craziest government rules. But anyway, they told me just to be myself.
Sure.
And I said, guys, that's dangerous. But I did it, and Margaret exists.
Good. I like it.
That was really funny to watch. Absolutely. I actually watched it twice because I wanted to make sure that wasn't AI generated. So, there's been a big shift here in the lead up to the fall elections, the midterm elections, where there has been a few incumbents, maybe surprisingly, that will not be returning. And oftentimes that has been attributed perhaps to President Trump's involvement or the people's frustration with the lack of advancement of things. What is your take on the fact that we're seeing some incumbents that won't be going back to the Senate?
Well, every race is different. The Texas primary was different from the Louisiana primary. Number two, there isn't a lot of anger on both sides, frankly. There's a lot of anger among the Democratic base, and there's a lot of anger among Republicans, and there's a lot of anger among independents. But every race is different. Did President Trump have an impact? You bet. He had an impact in both Louisiana and Texas. But the American people are plenty smart. They don't just say because somebody tells them to vote one way. They stop and say, why? Why? Mm-hmm. And I think people in Louisiana were upset at Bill over his vote to impeach the president. Bill saw Bill Cassidy, of course. Right. Bill saw his loss coming. It was no surprise to anybody. He wanted to run anyway because he had some things he wanted to say, and I respect that. And I thank him for his service.
Well, and you're gracious like that. It does seem like since the loss, he has been more emboldened to speak his mind on things, and that seems to generate even more frustration amongst the folks that at least call into this show.
Well, I think Bill is he's relieved that it's over. Of
course.
It was a lot of work, a lot of tension, and he's, Bill's always just kind of voted things as he saw them, and I expect he'll continue to do that.
So let me ask you about the possibility or the prospect of the SAVE Act passing. We know it passed the House, but it's kind of been hung up in the Senate for some time. Is there any chance of that getting any motion forward between now and the midterms, or would it have to wait to see if there's a little shift in the midterms?
Well, it's hard to tell, and let me say why I say that. I'm not trying to be evasive. The majority leader of the U.S. Senate controls the floor. What does that mean? That means he or she decides what bills can come to the floor and what bills can be voted on. I think the rule sucks. If I were king for a day, I'd change it. I think every senator ought to be able to bring a bill to the floor, and then people can vote. Now, you have to do it in an orderly process. But anyway, but on occasion, you can amend the bill, and I offered the SAVE Act as an amendment to a bill we considered 2 or 3 weeks ago. Unfortunately, I lost. All the Democrats voted against it, and I think I lost 4 Republican votes. So I only got, as I recall, 46 or 47 votes. And I'm thinking about bringing it again. I don't want to bring it again just to lose.
Right. Sounds wise.
Uh,
You did have success with another bill. And I'm sorry, Stephen.
No, you're good.
I'll be quiet after this one.
No, you're fine.
You did have success with another bill to get the Senate to agree to not receive pay during shutdowns. And do you think that is going to be viewed as symbolic, or do the senators feel like, hey, maybe we need to identify more and put some of our own skin in the game?
Well, it took me 3 tries.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it'll help. I don't think it's a panacea. I think it's a baby step. Look, if I wanted to stop us from having shutdowns, here's what I'd do. I'd say nobody can get their pay, period. When we're in a shutdown, you forfeit it, you lose it. And number 2, you can't leave Washington. You can't go home. Now that would do it, but I can't get the votes to do that. Right. I cannot get the votes to do it. I've talked with my colleagues. They think it's punitive, and I don't mean to be punitive. I just want to stop them from shutting down government. Well, guys, I've got time for one more.
All right.
Yeah, I just want to get your thoughts on the Iran war situation or Iran conflict situation. The latest on that, what you think should be done, and some say, is it worth the political capital for the midterms?
I thought we should have gone in. I think we've accomplished a large part of why we went in. The other thing that nobody seems to, at least the media doesn't seem to recognize, I don't have, you don't have, none of us have the same information that the president has. Mm-hmm. Our intelligence is breathtaking. And he has intelligence of what the Iranians are up to, what China's up to, what Russia's up to. He has all that. It's just hard for me. It's hard for me to critique a president in a war when he has the information and I don't. Do I wish it were over? Yeah. Do I wish gas prices would come down? Yeah. Do I think the people running Iran are evil? Yeah. Do I want to stop them? Yeah. Do I want them to get a nuclear weapon? No. But how we achieve those ends, it's hard for me to say the president's making a mistake or doing well because he has the info and I don't. And he can't share it with the American people because it's classified.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's why we always say it's hard to talk about it here because we just don't know,
You just don't know. I mean, it would be easy for me to say, send in the troops. Well, that's a big deal. And we could get stuck in Iran for years like we did in Iraq. And he has the data. So I haven't been critical. I'm not going to be. I want to give the president plenty of slack and be patient. But he needs to think about wrapping it up.
Well, Senator Kennedy, we can't thank you enough for taking the time to talk with us here in Central Louisiana. Our audience appreciates you. I've gotten texts while we're talking, folks that really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us and share your thoughts. And we look forward to the next time.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Very good. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Senator John Neely Kennedy, U.S. Senator, soon to become the senior senator in the state of Louisiana. Yeah. And we appreciate him. He's always so willing to call in and visit and share his thoughts.
I was hoping I had time for one more. Almost snuck it in there. Just wanted to ask him what he thought about the UFOs.
That would have been a good question.
We could have more files drop. What's going on with the UFOs?
The line's still hot, but he just hung up. I was going to say maybe he was still there listening. All right, that would have been a fun conversation. We actually had a conversation about that at church a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we did. It was great. So, hey, by the way, speaking of access to elected officials, here's your opportunity to go have coffee with the mayor in Baldwin. Police Chief Dean, Assistant Chief Rodney Campbell, Fire Chief Jude Thiels, and Mayor Gail Wilking are going to be over at Lebo's in Ball from 7:30 to 8:45, drinking coffee, having conversation with whoever shows up, probably laughing quite a bit. And so Town of Ball put that out, and that's happening starting right now. So stop on by and visit with Mayor Wilkin. Tell her we said hi when you say hi to her. And speaking of saying hi, we got to say hi to these commercial breaks, the folks that make it possible, plus the news. Back with more on Talkback after this.
KSYL.
This is the Bloomberg Money Minute. Low prices are helping to attract shoppers to Dollar General. The retailer nudged up its profit outlook for the year. The more optimistic forecast underscoring how rising cost pressures are benefiting companies that focus on value. That's driving some shoppers to discount chains and dollar stores, boosting their results. Checking on your money, stocks hit another record high yesterday with the S&P 500 seeing gains for 8 straight days. This morning, financial markets continue to get whipsawed by headlines out of the Middle East. Stock futures are lower this morning. And basketball star Stephen Curry has signed a long-term endorsement deal with Chinese sportswear company Li Ning. The partnership will start with basketball and golf products and then extend into broader lifestyle categories. The company didn't release any financial terms of the deal with the Golden State Warriors star. Curry's next move has been closely watched since he parted ways with Under Armour last November. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
Good morning. Our Tuesday should be a nice day with lots of sunshine. It's going to be hot. Afternoon highs near 93 degrees. That heat index above 100. And a little bitty breeze to cool things down. Although we could see an afternoon shower. Think about a 30% chance of that. Chance of rain up to a 40% chance tonight. We'll see mostly cloudy, 71 for the overnight low. And a 40% chance of more showers on Wednesday. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talkback.
Welcome back to Talkback. The return music, the new return music that Dave Gratian has put in makes us almost sound like real professional journalists up here with all that. Love that. Good stuff. We opened up the show without even getting to say good morning to you because we had Senator Kennedy on the phone with us before we even had the opening music for the show. And we really enjoyed having that. Haven't had a chance to really do our little chit-chat back and forth, even ask how each other are going. But we always interrupt what we're doing for your phone calls. And we've got one right now. Good morning. You're on Talkback with Stephen and Nathan.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. Sorry to interrupt y'all's greetings, but
no
I'm fixing to have to get off the radio. So anyways,
what? You're going to stop listening to us? Come on.
No, well, I'm working at VBS this week with my daughter-in-law at Kingsville. So
good for you.
Yeah, I love dealing with those kids. But anyways, Senator Kennedy pricked my conscience to I don't want to hate people either, and I strive not to hate people, but I do hate ideas, and I disrespect people. I have lack of respect for people who won't debate their ideas openly and honestly. And anyways, all that to say that I'm happy when people who align themselves with the Democratic Party are concerned or upset or mentally irregular. And we're having a moment like that. We may have a moment like that today. The Californians started their jungle primary way before we did, and they did it because I know you favor it, Nathan, but you favor it for a different reason than they do. They favor it because they believe it gives them a lock on power, and it has for several decades. It's given them a lock on power because if they only get 2 of their party elected or in the primary, then the people have no chance to vote for a Republican, and that's been working for them. But they can't make their ideas work in reality, and their ideals are failing in reality, as leftism always does. And so now they're at a point where Republicans have a real chance to become a mayor of Los Angeles, and a little bit of a chance with the governor's race. And Gavin Newsom, who is the national Jay Leno to me, he had a moment where he said, he used an interesting phrase the other day. I don't know if y'all heard it. He said, "This is a break the glass moment." Did y'all hear him say that?
I did not.
Okay, you might have been in Mexico. But what does that mean, is break the glass moment? It means break glass in case of emergency. We've seen that all, cartoons and stuff. Yeah, they are deathly afraid that the people will have a choice between a Republican and a Democrat. And to him, that rises to an emergency situation where you break something that you wouldn't normally otherwise break. And that gives me great joy. because he's afraid of choice. And that should be a lesson to all of us. You know, wise people learn from other people's pain. Stupid people go and make the same mistakes that other people make, and then they learn from their own pain. And life's too short to go through it stupid. And right now, they're having pain. The people are suffering. The people have been suffering, but now the elites are starting to suffer enough that there's a Republican that has a chance to win in Los Angeles. And I think that's a great thing. Anytime Gavin Newsom is upset, I'm happy. Because he is pushing for everything that I think makes life worse, makes it harder for the average humans to thrive in America today, in the land of opportunity. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about that and we'll see what happens today in the election.
Yeah, well,
but God's in control.
Don't go, because I do want to say my view on that is certainly malleable. And when you tell me that I'm in agreement with the Democratic Party in California, all of a sudden I'm thinking about changing my mind.
Well, it's wise to always be willing to change our minds. I believe you have purer motives because you want the people's choice to be more perfectly expressed. They want the people's choice, as the evidence in his comments, to be squelched. They want to be able to control what you can choose. They don't mind you voting as long as they can control the candidates.
Well, I think,
and that's,
the other reason,
that's leftism.
Another reason that, if I can articulate it this way, is an open primary sometimes feels like it lets the extremes be the final two choices. And I think about the election several years ago when the two that made it to the runoff were David Duke and Edwin Edwards. And that's when we had the vote for the crook, it's important bumper stickers around. Because
I remember that.
You had they were on the far spectrums, and I don't know that either one of them represented. Edwin may have represented his party. I don't know. I'm not in that party, but I know David Duke. He did not represent my values or my views at all. So
okay, let me prod you. You on that. So what happened? Duke lost. I voted against Duke. You voted against Duke. Duke lost. Right. So that told the Republican, that party, that look, we put forward wackos like this, we are going to lose because the people will not tolerate it. And so I think the system worked. Now he gave us Edwin Edwards, and I didn't like that. But it's always the lesser of two evils as long as men are concerned.
Well, and what I just hear and what you said was, when you say the system worked, is you're looking at the long game. You see over a long period of time, there was some self-adjustment taking place. I guess I was looking at the immediate result was, oh my gosh. So
bad choices bring pain, but yes, we need the long game. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Always appreciate hearing from you. Thank you very much. And I like the dialogue that we can have. So there you go, Stephen. As we look at California today, election, we'll find out who's going to be it's not the governor, it's the runoff. It's who's going to be in the runoff for the governor. There was discussion that there were so many popular Democrats in there that they might divide themselves up and a Republican would sneak into the runoff, but I don't know if that's happening. I tell you, the race I'm really interested in is Los Angeles mayor. I think everybody is.
So California, Iowa, Montana, New Jersey, South Dakota, and New Mexico have elections. They say California has a unique primary system. They send the top two vote getters to the general election, so it's like we used to have here in Louisiana, it looks like. So, yeah, replace Gavin Newsom. He might be a presidential candidate in 2 years. We'll see. And they have a Senate race over in Iowa, too. So the Republican in that race is already the de facto nominee. So, yeah, they're talking about the Los Angeles mayoral race. It's Karen Bass, city councilwoman, and then the conservative, I guess, is what you call him. Spencer Pratt? Almost a Chris Pratt. Spencer Pratt. Isn't he like a reality TV show kind of guy?
So, in the Big House or the House or something. I never saw it, but
he's like a matter of fact kind of guy, you know.
I saw a question they were asking him. Somebody's like, hey, basically your claim to fame is that you were a reality TV show star. I mean, and he's like, well, look, I'll put my credentials against Mayor Bass's credentials any day. 20 years ago, this is what I was doing. 20 years ago, let's look at what she was doing. And he went out and eviscerated her record. So he's been I hate to use the phrase off the chain, but he has just been with no advisors, no outside help, just creating AI clips like crazy. They're humorous, they're so engaging, and I think he's really caught a lot of people's attention. Don't know if it'll end up winning him at the end, but man, he's brought a lot of attention to that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. I mean, we like it here in Louisiana, possibly, his snarky videos and everything, but Don't underestimate how liberal Los Angeles is.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to see what the latest polls have. I'm sure, wouldn't you think Karen Bass is probably still the front runner there? Is this her second term?
I think so, but I'm really only seeing stuff from either his campaign or people who are reporting on the responses of the people on the street that are shocked by how well he's doing. So it's hard to use that as a proper gauge of the overall sentiment.
The other candidate is it Ramon? She is a council person, the more progressive candidate, I guess you could say. So we will see. I'm interested to see it too.
Wonder if she becomes a spoiler and takes away votes from the current mayor.
Could be. I see where Pratt says he'd rather run against Karen Bass any day because he goes, her record is so bad according to him. Mm-hmm. So I'll be curious to see if he could pull off something there. Ooh. I still think it'd be tough in Los Angeles, but what do I know?
We do not have election result show tonight, but we had fun with that back in the May primary here in Louisiana. And I hear rumors we may be looking at that again June 27th. Have you finalized that, or is that still?
We're going to see.
Do not speak about it on the air until it's done. Sorry about that.
Exactly. No, you're good.
All right. So, hey, guys, the show isn't over. We still have a couple of segments left. Your phone calls are welcome. And then at 8 o'clock, Matt Ritchie will be in with the Central Louisiana Economic Update. And I got to tell you, it's one of our two favorite Tuesdays of the month whenever he comes in. Of course, we enjoy this. So the first and third Tuesday is Matt Ritchie. The second Tuesday, Pineville Mayor Joe Bishop, another favorite Tuesday. The fourth Tuesday is that the Northwestern segment that comes in? Or LSU, I lost track. I think we always enjoy all of our guests that come in, but definitely looking forward to hearing from Matt Ritchie. So stick around for that and our next segment right after this.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
Remember when eating corn right off the cob was one of your favorite summertime treats? Or how about taking a big bite out of a crisp, fresh apple? If it's been a while since you enjoyed these delightful activities, chances are your teeth are no longer up for the task. But now there's great news. The folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville are Cenla's dental implant experts. They're both highly trained and experienced in the procedure. Now with thousands of completely satisfied, delighted patients. They make dental implant surgery simple by using today's most current technologies, along with in-office IV sedation administered by a highly skilled certified nurse anesthetist. You'll be in and out before you know it, without all the anxiety. Plus, at Today's Dental, their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Go back to crunching all your favorite foods. Give Today's Dental a call at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 448-4540.
Tired of that same plumbing issue? Call Southern Air Heating and Cooling. Plumbing problems, large or small, Southern Air will fix them all. And you'll get service with no delay from certified technicians the very same day. Take advantage of our $99 drain clearing special and our 0% financing for those larger jobs. Call Southern Air Heating and Cooling at 318-777-5555 or visit us online at southernairnow.com, the official heating and cooling provider for LSU football.
I start every workday morning off the same way. I stop in and pick up breakfast at Wilmore's Mobile and Sub Express. It's convenient, quick, and oh so good. Croissants, biscuits, breakfast subs, and their hot coffee is the perfect pick-me-up. They always ask me why I'm in such a good mood when I get to work. Improve your mood. Stop by Wilmore's any weekday morning from 6 till 9 and get your day started right. That's Wilmore's Mobile and Sub Express right there on the corner of North MacArthur Drive and Bayou Rapides Road.
From America's #1 travel radio show, I'm Robert Carey.
And I'm Mary Carey with today's RM World Travel Minute.
Since we're into June, it means the summer travel season is underway.
On our show website this week, we have two interesting polls for you to vote in. The first question we're asking is, what's your preferred road trip tool for directions? It's certainly timely with summer travel here. And the second question we're asking is, what's your preferred type of luggage? Also well-timed.
Yeah, it is. I love maps or a good atlas. And at one point, it was my go-to for sure. These days, I use the built-in GPS in our vehicles if I need help with directions. I've also evolved on luggage, as I certainly use those specialized garment bags for many business trips before settling on the rollaboard luggage. But Mary, in recent years, we use spinners all the time now.
Yes, we do. Luggage with those spinner wheels that can go any direction you want, be pushed or pulled, have made travel a lot easier. And I use my phone for more directions than anything else.
All right, so there you go. Go take a minute or two today, folks. Vote in the latest travel polls. Just head to rmworldtravel.com, and right there on the homepage, you're going to see them.
We'll share the results on our Saturday show later this week.
Have a great day, everyone.
Talkback. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
Well, good morning. Welcome back. Great return music. It was funny yesterday. I was listening to you guys, and you had come in a little late, so there was a return that Al had that he recognized it. The Northwest, whatever. I wouldn't have known it. I got to tell you. I mean, I know Second City, sort of. I heard of them. I don't know anything about it, but Al, he ate that up. He loved it. That was great. And of course, you guys know all the popular music of the day. I with my sheltered upbringing, I don't know a lot of the hit songs of the decades unless they were in a movie. If they were in a movie, then I would know them. But
Al knows all about music, movies, and sports.
Does he not? It's amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I heard you finally got to see Star Wars this weekend.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
We went and saw the Nate Bargatze movie, my daughter and I, Saturday. My wife had gone to see it with some girlfriends on Friday as we were driving home from Mexico. And she's like, you got to go see that. And that was really good. It's called Breadwinner, and very, very good. As a dad of daughters, there were some tears in my eyes that were shed a couple times in that movie. But it was a very, very touching movie. Enjoyed that. Speaking of Mexico, Trace, appreciate you, and especially Al, filling in all 5 days last week, taking my Tuesday and Thursday. Had a great time with the group down there. This is this is actually the first time that I've ever come back with having left a person behind that I didn't plan to leave behind. Now there have been times that I planned to leave someone behind. Like all three of my daughters have interned down there during the summer. So we go down at the beginning of the summer, and then they have a plan to stay for a month or 2 months extra. And they've all four of my daughters, I should say, have done that. So there have been times we planned to leave someone behind, but this time we had a young man on the trip with us that fell so much in love with the children's home, what was going on. He's like, can I stay? I'm like, I mean, like, don't you have a job? Yeah, but I can let them know. And he's joining the military here in a couple of months. He's like, I'm just really killing time between now and the military. He said, I'd love to stay. So he actually stayed down there. He's still there and working and loving it. So, yeah, good time. I shared a video that you got a good bit of feedback. It kind of gave a tour of the place because I've been knowing the children's home since 1984 and visiting there. I lived in Mexico from 86 to 90. So after I came back to the States, living in Louisiana, I've been making trips since the 90s, taking groups down. So it's, a long time part of who I am, but I've never always just tell people I'm going. So I did this, it's about a 17-minute long video where I gave a tour of the whole place, and folks are interested in knowing about what that children's home looks like and how it runs, and getting a view of the pigs and cows and goats and turkeys and chickens and water well and all the fun stuff that they have to do down there. Take a look at that video on my Facebook profile.
Yeah, I saw it. It was pretty good. Good to see the inside workings.
Yeah, that was fun, and to get to hear the son of the founder, chatted with him a little bit. The Mexican director had to translate his stuff for folks, but just great love there. So, you ought to come down there with some time.
I'd love to, man.
It would be funny though. Then Al would really have to find some help with both of us going.
No, he'll be fine.
He can do it by himself.
Let him do it.
Let's do it live.
Let's do it live. Is it, what part of Mexico? South, north?
No, this one is just across the border from McAllen, Texas. So it's 5 miles from the border. It's just into Reynosa, Mexico. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. I go there twice a year. My next trip will be December 27th through January 1. That's my next trip. If anybody's interested, let me know. I'll give you the details. Once a year, I go down to South Mexico where I used to live, but you just can't drive there anymore easily. It's a 3-day drive from here to get there. So it's an hour from here to the border to McAllen, Texas. So it's 11 hours drive. I said an hour. I meant a day. It's a day from here to McAllen, and then it's 2 days from there to where I lived. And if you got a week off, you can't be driving 3 days one day and 3 days back.
How long did you live in Mexico?
4 years. Yeah.
How dangerous is the drive from across Mexico?
Well, I think today it's much more dangerous than it was when I lived there. When I lived there, cartels were not, they were still doing their thing, but they were under the radar. They didn't want to be seen. They were, it's kind of like factions, here in the States. Crime is there, but it's not out in the open. But probably about 10, 12, 15 years ago is when the cartels started having wars amongst themselves for territory. And that's when it really got bad because it's so lucrative. There's so much money in drugs. And look, we can talk about the cartels all we want. There's a lot of people taking those drugs here. And, it's the whole law of supply and demand. There's a huge demand for what they're selling. So that's part of the problem. But yeah, there's a lot of jockeying for position, and there used to be just really one cartel in the whole country, and the Gulf cartel was primarily the main entity. But then they've been fractured over the years, and the Zetas, which were their enforcers, they were ex-military, paramilitary strongmen, decided, well, why are we getting shot at and doing all the work when they're getting all the money? Let's just do our own thing. And then you have the new generation Jalisco cartel, and there's others that there's the Metros, and they're all it's now like fragmented across the nation. So I wouldn't drive, to be honest with you, anymore across the nation today.
It's too bad.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful, there's safe places to go. I don't want to diminish that at all. And the cartels have wisely stayed away from tourist areas because they know that if they mess up that part of the economy, I think tourism is probably like the number 2 economy behind oil in Mexico. And so if they mess up tourism, then they really have a problem. So they don't want to do that. They probably have their fingers in that too, to be honest with you.
Sure, probably.
So, hey, we need to take the final break, and then we'll come back with the final segment of this hour. And don't forget, coming up at 8 o'clock, Matt Ritchie with all the latest Central Louisiana economic update news.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255.
I'm John Fleming, and I authorized and paid for this ad.
When money is being hidden, lies are being told. The Accountability Project, a pro-Julia Letlow operation, refuses to disclose its donors. Millions to attack and lie about John Fleming. Who's pulling Letlow's strings? The hidden donors will tell you, but the money and donors are hidden. Hidden money, financing big lies. Fact, John Fleming was Deputy Chief of Staff for President Trump, serving several feet away from the Oval Office. Fact, Fleming never lobbied for a foreign country or Big Pharma. He represented Bossier Parish to help Barksdale Air Force Base. Fact, Letlow supports quotas, preferences of DEI. Fleming opposes it. Fact, Letlow graded F, failure on border security. Fleming an A. Fact, Fleming opposes carbon sequestration. Letlow voted for it. And Letlow's fiancée is a big-time carbon sequestration lobbyist. And that's billions for some global companies and investors. Hiding money, hiding donors, so they can hide Letlow's record. Now, who's the fraud in this election?
Need office supplies, janitorial supplies, or office furniture, either new or pre-owned? Then look no further than DTW Office Supply, with wholesale prices on a large selection of top quality products, all with the personalized hometown service that you deserve. We're proud to serve the entire state of Louisiana with daily deliveries right to your door. Visit us today at 1219 MacArthur Drive or online at dtwofficesupply.com. That's DTW Office Supply, your trusted partner for all of your office needs. Quality, value, service.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tunes. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. Always trusting Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell doesn't fudge on deliciousness. Our new black raspberry fudge ice cream in pints and half gallons combines black raspberry flavored ice cream with dark chocolate flavored chunks and a chocolate fudge swirl. The result is real. Taste the truth.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK-BACK.
Oh man, listen to that great return music. Gets our heart pumping after that heart-touching Bluebell commercial. Just wholesome Americana right there. Makes me want some ice cream for breakfast, dessert.
The good old days are being made right now.
Right now, right here on KS.
How about that?
Wow, that's good stuff, man. So did you know that today is World Bicycle Day? Yeah, I didn't know.
I want to ride my bicycle.
So when is the last time you rode a bicycle?
I don't know, but I want to ride it where I like.
Do you have good trails near you?
You don't know that song?
No, I don't.
Oh, shoot.
See?
Yeah, you don't know, do you?
I don't know. Tell me. Sing it to me.
Bicycle by Queen.
Yeah.
I think that's the name of the song.
No, sorry about that.
When's the last time I rode a bike?
Yeah.
Oh, probably 10 years, if I had to guess. Maybe. I rode an electric bike 3 years ago, but it's not really a bike.
I have no idea when the last time I've ridden a bicycle. I honestly can't remember.
If it was bike friendly around here, I'd probably ride it.
It's becoming more bike friendly. I mean, Alexander.
There is zero chance I would ride my bike on any of these roads.
I agree with that.
Zero.
Especially on Horseshoe Drive. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's also National Rocky Road Day, and that used to be my favorite ice cream when I was a kid. I loved Rocky Road. That's when, there was only 31 flavors available. Now there's so many variations, and you go to Great American Cookie and Marble Slab Creamery, and you can make all these concoctions, and so much fun.
We went to a Marble Slab last night, and I got the sweet cream with Butterfinger. I like Butterfinger ice cream.
Man, that sounds pretty good. Sweet cream ice cream?
Mm-hmm, it's pretty good.
What does it taste like?
Kind of like vanilla, but not really.
Like a richer vanilla?
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
Do y'all bake with much vanilla? Do y'all use vanilla in your cooking?
We don't really bake. We don't bake too much.
You buy cookies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason I ask is I often get asked to bring back vanilla from Mexico, and that's a very
Oh, really?
And I will tell you, it's interesting. You can go to the store and buy a little bottle of, I don't even know how much. Let me do that real fast. Find out how much vanilla costs at Walmart, because it's really interesting to see the comparison of prices when you go to a country, another place where it's like originated. So according to Walmart.com, if you're shopping for vanilla, you can get, let's see, this is 1 ounce of pure vanilla extract for $4, 1 ounce. But when I'm down there, I can get a liter of vanilla for $6.
Wow.
A whole liter. I don't know how many ounces in a liter. That's a lot of vanilla.
That ain't bad right there.
All right, stick around, folks. We have got, for your listening entertainment pleasure, Matt Ritchie coming up at 8 o'clock. We look forward to hearing his Central Louisiana economic update. So you guys stick around. Call in with your questions and see what you can find out. Back with more with Matt after the news.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenla Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYO, and KRRV 100.3 HD3, Alexandria. It's 8 o'clock.
The fighting has not stopped in Lebanon.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Despite President Trump's push, Hezbollah launched more rockets and drones targeting Israeli soldiers and civilians today. And Israel targeted Hezbollah in Lebanon with strikes that reportedly killed 8 people, including 2 children. After the president posted on Truth Social, he urged Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu to tone it down in Lebanon, as Iran keeps demanding in talks to end the conflict with the U.S.
He also spoke with representatives of Hezbollah, and they agreed to stop shooting at Israel and its soldiers. Likewise, Israel agreed to stop shooting at them. Let's see how long that lasts.
Fox's Mark Meredith at the White House.
This call between the president and the Israeli prime minister appears to have gotten quite heated. You can imagine that the pressure that the White House is feeling to try to wrap up this conflict as soon as possible. But the president has also said he'll only do that if a deal is suitable to the U.S.
Another Russian bombardment in Ukraine has left at least 18 people dead, hitting apartment buildings and civilian targets.
Explosions boomed across Ukraine through the night and into the dawn. According to the Ukrainian Air Force, Russia unleashed 73 missiles and more than 650 drones. The main targets included Ukraine's capital Kyiv and cities including Dnipro, Kharkiv, and Zaporizhia.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. It is primary day in 6 states, with 2 candidates and 2 California races getting the most attention. Spencer Pratt, who's trying to unseat Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, and Republican Steve Hilton running for California governor. He tells Fox,
"We've never run for office before, neither of us. We're both outsiders running to shake up a system that is obviously broken."
Hilton has President Trump's endorsement and faces dozens of candidates for governor, including Democrats Javier Becerra and Tom Steyer. The top 2 in today's voting face off in a runoff. Same for the L.A. mayor's race. There are also primaries today in New Jersey, New Mexico, Montana, South Dakota, Iowa, where Republican Congresswoman Ashley Hinson got a Trump endorsement. 2 Democrats are vying to challenge her, hoping to replace Iowa GOP retiring Senator Joni Ernst. America's listening to Fox News.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250 micro to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
Now, this 25th anniversary of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation remains committed to honoring the heroes shaped by that day. Heroes like NYPD Detective Victor Vargas, a U.S. Air Force veteran who died from pancreatic cancer after serving in the World Trade Center recovery efforts. Tunnel to Towers honored Detective Vargas by paying off the family's mortgage. You can donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
We'll hear soon from Newark, New Jersey's mayor, a Democrat, Ras Baraka. After days of anti-ICE protests outside an immigration detention facility, Democrats demand be shut down over allegations of inhumane conditions that Homeland Security denies.
Border Czar Tom Homan paid a visit.
That facility is well run, and the governor keeps saying she's going to keep raising hell if that facility shuts down. Well, I got news for the governor. That facility isn't going anywhere.
Trump administration officials standing by the facility's operations as protesters continue to claim Delaney Hall is being poorly run. They've gathered since Memorial Day weekend. Monday night, the protesters mostly complied with the city's mandatory curfew, which was put in place Sunday morning after dozens were arrested.
Fox's C.B. Cotton. Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen will likely face questions about the facility and immigration enforcement in general at a Senate hearing later today as Democrats call ICE out of control, demanding reforms.
It's frustrating to me when you hear the rhetoric of the left and they're demonizing law enforcement for simply doing their job.
And as Congress keeps investigating the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking crimes, subpoenas have been issued in New Mexico, where Epstein, who died in jail in New York awaiting trial, owned a ranch.
Those subpoenaed by the bipartisan New Mexico Truth Commission include Deutsche Bank, the FBI, New Mexico Department of Justice, and the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office, to name a few. It has heard testimony from Rachel Benavides, a survivor of alleged sexual abuse at Epstein's ranch south of Santa Fe, as well as family members of the late Virginia Giuffre, another survivor. The commission is the first of its kind in the U.S. and was created after the Justice Department's release of millions of Epstein-related files that gave new information on what happened at the ranch. Epstein survivors have also called on lawmakers in New York and Florida to investigate abuse at his homes in those states. In New York, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
On Wall Street, falling stock futures suggest selling at the opening bell. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Louisiana
Louisiana Radio Network News, I'm Michelle Southern. The legislative session came to an end Monday after lawmakers passed a $47 billion budget. Members say money's been allocated to attract private industry, improve roads, and continue to invest in K-12 education. Not included were teacher pay raises and money to fund the school choice voucher program, which Aaron Bendeley of the Pelican Institute says is disappointing.
Not being able to fund a teacher pay raise or the school choice Gator program concerning to a lot of people when they're seeing so much money being spent across the board on different things.
Governor Landry will address the teacher pay raise issue during a 10 a.m. news conference. The other big story out of this session was the redrawing of the congressional map that eliminates a majority black district. The Advocate's political reporter Tyler Bridges says Democratic Congressman Cleo Fields came away from this session with some significant setbacks.
Cleo Fields' seat is being sacrificed to create a safe Republican seat in the Baton Rouge area.
The map approved by the Republican-led legislature is expected to be challenged in court. LRN. A pair of bills which establishes tougher penalties for attacking teachers and school staff are awaiting Governor Landry's signature. Andrew Greenstein reports.
House Bill 283 creates mandatory school penalties for students who attack teachers and other school staff, and it adds additional protections for those staffers. And House Bill 133 calls for a minimum 6-month sentence in prison or juvenile detention for those convicted in criminal court of assaulting teachers. New Orleans Representative Candace Newell said unruly students are costing teachers their careers.
We have a lot of our dedicated school teachers who are retiring because of fear of being in the classroom.
Both bills passed in both houses unanimously. I'm Andrew Greenstein.
The college baseball and softball transfer portal opened yesterday, and 5 LSU baseball players have already entered, including Maverick Rizzi, DJ Primo, Daniel Harden, Trent Caraway, and Jaden Nude after limited roles in 2026. LSU softball is also losing one of its top arms as Jaden Hevener, who led the starters in ERA and won 13 games, has entered the portal. Michelle Southern, LRN.
This summer, your next adventure starts right here in Alexandria Pineville. Shop local and find hidden gems around every corner, from antique shops and specialty stores to unique indoor shopping destinations. Whether you're looking for fashion, home decor, gifts, or something uniquely local, you'll find it right here in Alexandria Pineville. Make a day of it. Shop local, eat local, and explore Alexandria Pineville this summer with fun for the whole family. Visit explorelouisiana.com to plan your trip today.
Good morning on Tuesday. Should be a nice day with lots of sunshine. It's going to be hot. Afternoon highs near 93 degrees. That heat index above 100. And a little bitty breeze to cool things down. Although we could see an afternoon shower. Take about a 30% chance of that. Chance of rain up to a 40% chance tonight. We'll see mostly cloudy, 71 for the overnight low. And a 40% chance of more showers on Wednesday. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian. It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Welcome back to Talkback. In the studio this morning, he has arrived in all of his aura and presence. The future NAR treasurer, National Association.
Oh, we're almost there.
That's me predicting, prophesying, and speaking it into existence. Matt Ritchie is here.
Good morning, Nathan.
How are you doing?
All right. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Nathan. Good to be here with you. First Tuesday of June 2026. No, it's been good. And look, thank you for putting that out in the universe, Nathan. I need that. I need that very, very much, because I can tell you we're on the last stretch. We're 16 days away from Election Day, and it's been almost a 1-year journey, and it's just been incredible, wild, all of the above. And so I'm grinding. We had our last campaign trip about a week and a half ago, went out to Denver, and we visited 5 different states out there. And so for the last week and a half, and now the next 2 weeks, I'm just home. I'm obviously trying to catch up with work. I'm also trying to be on the phone. I've got like over 700 people I've got to call. I've already called like 300 folks, and I got to call, I got a lot of phone calls. So
who's your opponent, so we can put out some bad press on it? Some hit pieces?
My opponent's actually out of Jupiter, Florida. She's a very nice lady. Her and I have actually got to know each other over the campaign, and my wife Lisa and I Lisa's been traveling with me on most of our campaign stops, and so we've eaten dinner with her. And we're trying not to make it against one another. We're both running for the same seat, and it's been a pretty civil when it comes to that race, and especially inside industry. We've seen some past elections get dirty, and and say people saying things, but we try to be above board and kind of keep it clean, and just I do believe I'm the best candidate. I really do believe I'm the best qualified candidate, and that's what I'm trying to portray and get across and convey to all the voting members.
Does she? I mean, I know you don't like talking about your opponent, even positive. Well, you don't care because you're a good guy. But does she have those credentials? Is she a CCIM? Is she?
She is not. She's actually She's from Jupiter, Florida, and Jupiter, Florida is the high rent district in Florida. It's a very wealthy area. Tiger Woods lives there. A lot of wealthy celebrities and athletes live there. But she's a residential sales manager, and she's been around NER for a long time, and she's been around. She was on finance committee for a lot longer than I was, but NER's changing right now. We just went through a major lawsuit about 3 years ago, a settlement where NER had to pay $418 million in a settlement and a class action lawsuit that I truly believe wasn't handled properly. I don't think we could spend hours and hours debating that whole topic. But long story short, we've got new staff, we got new leadership at NER, and I think the treasurer needs to be have fresh new leadership as well. So that's the message that we're getting across. She didn't have as a CCIM, I analyze financials and review budgets every day. I mean, that's what I do every day, and not only for myself, but for clients. And so she doesn't have that experience. She's just been on a committee for a long time. Yeah. And you got a bunch of old guards. You got a lot of old members who've been around a long time and she's friends with. And so you got that to contend with. And so it's going to be a close race. It's going to be a close race. In my gut, I don't want to be too optimistic. My gut tells me that I think we're going to, you only have to win by one. That's right. You only have to win 50% plus one.
It's not like a jungle primary. You got to go.
No, that's right. And so I feel like I feel good about it, but I'm working like I'm 10 behind.
Well, we're certainly biased for you, and I feel like the things that you've done with Cowboy Town, the Lowe's Distribution Center, the fingers that you've had in so many of the transformative issues in Central Louisiana should vault you to the front of people's mindset when you're looking at a national position like that.
Hey, Kingsville too.
Absolutely.
Popping over there.
Well, I mean, we renovation of Baker Manufacturing, renovation of the old Pine Shopping Center. I don't know if you remember the first big building I did in Bunkie back in 2007. I bought the old Winn-Dixie store in Bunkie. And a lot of folks, just because it wasn't in our backyard, it was in Bunkie, didn't know I did that. But I bought the old. It was a Winn-Dixie store. It was 50,000 square feet. It was basically overbuilt for Bunkie. It was 50,000 square foot grocery store that Bunkie couldn't support that much business. But somehow the developer got Winn-Dixie to do it. It only lasted 6-7 years. It went bankrupt. They sold the building. They had 2 auctions. Nobody bid on 2 auctions. And so I ended up, my mother-in-law and father-in-law lived in Bunkie at the time. So I was coming back one Easter Sunday and I saw that sign, and I called him on Monday morning. I said, "What's going on with this?" And he said, "Man, just make us an offer. If you'll just make us an offer." Yeah, so I don't know where I came up with this number, but I offered him $207,000. Now, granted, this was a 50,000 square foot, 8-year-old building on 5 acres of concrete with 300 parking spaces.
8 years old.
8 years old.
Wow.
And I just $207,000. And he called me back and said, "Hey, they're going to take it." Well, look, I thought I won the lottery. I literally thought I won the lottery. I just became the luckiest guy on earth. Well, I didn't realize it. This was inexperience at the time. This was 20 years ago. There's just not that many users who would absorb 50,000 square feet, and there's a reason why Winn-Dixie went out of business. Yeah. And so I've contacted every local grocery operator in the region, in the state. Hey, I'll cut it in half. Come put in we'll subdivide the building, and went to all the shopping center conventions. That's how I started going to the International Shopping Center Convention and just going everywhere. Anybody that would see me for about 2 or 3 years knew I was pitching that store. And literally, long story short, about 4.5 years into ownership of paying taxes, by the way, the tax assessor in Avoyelles Parish at the time would not adjust my property taxes based off of my new sales price.
No way.
So I was still paying a high dollar sales tax. I mean, not sales tax, property tax for the property, which it was assessed at like $3 million. So I was still paying property taxes. I was insuring it. And at the time, I was paying an interest payment on it. And so
what did I do?
What did I do? I went from winning the lottery to going, holy cow, what am I ever going to do with this thing? After 4 years, 4 years is a long time. And so long story short, I get a call one day, and we ended up selling it to the Archdiocese of New Orleans.
Okay.
And the Archdiocese of New Orleans, they own and operate 3 nursing homes in the New Orleans area. And this was post-Katrina and post-Rita, where this was actually, what were the hurricanes? Ida in 2008? I think it was something. I think that we had 2 major hurricanes in 2008, 2009.
Was Laura one of them?
Laura was in 2020. Oh, that's right. I think it was Ida. Anyway, so we had back-to-back Katrina, Rita, and then we had 2 other ones in a few years later. Long story short, those hurricanes had every time a hurricane would come in the New Orleans area, they would spend about $1 million getting all the patients in the nursing homes on buses, getting them transported, headed north. And a lot of times they didn't know where they were going. So they made the decision. They found a location out of what, quote unquote, the hurricane zone. And they found this, they found me and I found them, and it ended up working out. And we didn't win the lottery on that sale. We made a little money on it, but it was ended up being a win-win situation for them. They even today there's I think there's 600 nursing homes. There's beds sitting in that building waiting just in case they ever have a hurricane.
Wow. That sounds like, anytime you can pay tuition for education and then get it back, it's like a scholarship. You got a scholarship for some great education on development.
I definitely got schooled on that.
You got schooled.
I definitely got schooled.
I mean, but if you think about it, you bought the place for $4 a foot.
Oh, I bought it cheap.
Yeah.
It was cheap. Which look, I have a lot of the buildings, a lot of things I've bought at a low price, but what folks don't realize that the carrying cost of these things, and not only the carrying cost, this is the unknown of what are you going to do.
I gotta have. If we're gonna change the subject, keep going because I got an important question to ask.
Well, I was just going to say I was visiting with Aaron LaCour recently, a young up and coming developer, investor.
Aaron's awesome.
And I made the comment, but it sounds to me like you're where Matt Ritchie was 25 years ago. He goes, Matt's my hero.
No, Aaron's awesome. Sharp. He's super, just super coolest guy you ever meet. It just really is.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've had at least 25,000 people ask me what's going in the China Queen building. So let's just get that out of the way. Can you say nothing yet? Or
well, I wish. Look, I need to get something going. I know that I know there's a lot of folks that do not want a Mexican restaurant in there. I mean, really, and I know the mayor and I have talked about it, and many others have talked about it. But
I think he would shoot you.
Well, look, the reality of it is, I have a note on that building, and I've got a mortgage on it, and I need rent.
Right.
And people are going to go. And they build Mexican restaurants.
They're going to go. They're going to complain. I see this in every market. Everybody has too many Mexican restaurants, and Alexandria and Pineville is not special.
No,
by the
you're
way,
right.
We're not special.
Absolutely.
So there is a Mexican restaurant looking at it, or you don't want to say
there's a Mexican restaurant that would like to take it right now.
Okay.
But also there is there's some term on the lease that I'm working out with the existing tenant that they think that they've got another operator that wants to come in that would do the same concept, a Chinese buffet, take it over. I'm trying to work that out with them right now. That's really where we're at.
Can I vote? Yeah. I think we do. I love Mexican food. I'll eat it 6 days of the week, but I do like Chinese from time to time. And so, I mean, it'd be nice to have a decent, Chinese
Well, I'll tell you, there's another operator I'm hearing, and I don't have any connection with him. And if any listeners do, please let's put a deal together. I hear Hana may be relocating.
Oh, really?
It may need a place to relocate.
Wow.
And if anybody knows, if the Hana folks are listening, if anybody knows them, that would be a perfect place to relocate Hana with the hibachi and sushi. I mean, that would be a phenomenal place. And really, because the other thing is that we got to look at who's going to do the best remodel from a property owner. Because I know that that's what the property needs. It needs a complete renovation inside, gut job, flooring, fixtures, everything. It needs. That's what it needs. And the operation that comes to the table willing to do that, that's probably who we're going to look at the hardest, because it hadn't been renovated in 20 plus years. Yeah. It's just old. It's tired. It's kind of lived its useful life. So it needs some new blood. It needs some new life. And that's really what we want. And I would love to see like Hana, hibachi, sushi move in that space. It's a perfect size, because, there's some things going on, and I'm not involved with what's going on where they're at. But I can tell you that there was a former national chain in that building before, and I hear they may be coming back.
Oh, who? That was before my
So we got to take a break, and we'll catch up with that when we come back.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest
John
running
Fleming
talk
is a
show
total
is now-
fraud.
I was Trump's deputy chief of staff.
Lie. Fleming was never Trump's deputy chief of staff. Trump never appointed Fleming deputy chief of staff. And Fleming never held the title deputy chief of staff. Fleming lied about his work with Trump. The truth? Fleming worked with Dr. Fauci and Mike Pence. Fleming, Fauci, Pence. They met 3 or 4 times a week, pushing vaccines and masks on Americans, on our children. Fleming bragged about it to his hometown newspaper, John Fleming. He lied about working with Trump, lied and voted for carbon capture, lied and cashed in as a lobbyist, lied and voted against border security. Fleming lied and teamed up with Dr. Fauci and Mike Pence. John Fleming is a fraud. See the facts for yourself. Visit FlemingIsAFraud.com. Accountability Project paid for and is responsible for this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Coverage varies by plan. View contract and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Do you own a 2005 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all? With the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering a low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save you thousands off costly vehicle repairs. Get your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage are included. For your free quote, call 800-373-5114. 800-373-5114.
Listen up, Louisiana. Things are heating up this summer. Let the sunshine pay off with 3 fun scratch-offs from the lottery. Scratch fast, win faster. The race to cash starts with Quick Sevens. Win up to $7,000. Feel the rush with every scratch. Unleash the wild side of winning. Play Wild Win Doubler. Win up to $20,000. Winning just got a little more wild. Why wish for luck when you can play Double Your Luck? Top prize, $500,000. Double your luck, double the fun, double the cash. Play all 3 Wild Summer Starters, Quick Sevens, Wild Win Doubler, and Double Your Luck, where you could win a whopping $500,000. Louisiana Lottery, celebrating 35 years of reasons to smile. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
Welcome back to Talkback. We have destroyed Matt's opening monologue that he prepared hours he put into his opening segment, and we just hijacked it completely, talking about things on our minds, and we appreciate you allowing us
He
to
just
do
gave
that.
the best tease in Talkback history.
He did. He did.
No, that's good. Look, we do have a full show to talk about. We got a lot of things that to talk to. Let me go ahead and just tell back to this.
Okay.
It's not my deal. All I can tell you is I'm connecting some dots, and I know that the particular previous owner of that building,
of the Hana building,
in LA, wants to come back to the market, and because they still have interest in that real estate, they leased it to the Hana folks. They are choosing to. They're looking at that property to come back. And I know that Hana was looking at they were looking at a lot to maybe possibly build a new restaurant in Alexandria, not too far from their existing location. Okay. So I know those are some facts that I do know. I'm just putting it out there. I'm trying to, kind of like we're putting it out in the universe. I would love for them to come to Pineville and go with the China Queen. Mm-hmm.
Any update on Logan's building?
That's a good question. That's a big building. For a restaurant building, it's about 14,000 square feet. And, when you start thinking about restaurant buildings like like Olive Garden, for instance, it's like 6,000 square feet.
Okay.
So, I mean, literally Logan's is like 2.5 times the size of what new restaurants are building today as far as their footprints. Mm-hmm. And so and that's no one local working that restaurant deal. I do know that, and they're also asking a lot. I want to say they're asking $18,000-$19,000 a month, something like that, in rent. And so that's a strong rent number for a local restaurant, especially.
Yeah.
And I have honestly, I've had a couple of local restaurants. Local restaurant group approached me about the China Queen, and I'm hesitant because they just want to come in and just do a little remodel.
Mm-hmm.
And I say little, I think little paint and flooring, but it needs a full-on remodel.
It needs new seating.
It needs everything. And so unless somebody's want to do that, put in the capital to do that, because I know it's going to be helpful for them. And so I don't want to even though I like the food, and I'm not going to share who it is because that's still confidential. But the folks that I'll just say it's a Cajun concept, and they want to go in, but I can't. Without them committing to a full-on renovation, I'm not going to rent it to them.
You don't want to set them up for failure.
I do not want to set them up for failure. I mean, that's just not good for them, not good for us.
Right.
So you have enough interest where you're turning away or could be turning away.
Oh, yeah. No, we've got interest in the space. It's just a matter of finding the right person and making sure that I work out some final details on the existing tenants. Because, like I said, they moved. The China Queen people wanted to stay. They just wanted me to reduce the rent like in half, and because of the whole roadkill thing, and that killed their business. He said they literally had gotten down to where they were doing $200 or $300 a day in sales, and so obviously they can't support themselves on that. So, getting back to notes, how much time do we have if we have to take a break?
We got about 2 minutes.
So let's talk about the largest transaction in the last 2 weeks. I'm going to report on May 16th through May 31st of all real estate activity that took place in that time frame. And by the way, we had about $14 million in volume during that time frame. And then that's compared to 2025 volume of about $15.6 million, we're down from a sales volume standpoint, but we're still seeing healthy activity as far as the market goes. I will tell you this: average days on market right now, year over year, we're about 73 days on the market. So if you have your property on the market, do not. I'm hearing people. I mean, I actually had a friend of mine want to list his property for 2 months, and I'm like, 2 months? I mean, you're not going to get hardly any market exposure for that. He said, well, I'm just going to rent it out. And I said, well, don't worry about that. Well, if you want to rent it out, we can work through that. I mean, ain't no big deal. But 2 months, you're not going to sell your house in 2 months.
Yeah.
I mean, most likely, I'm not going to say you're not, but it's a high probability when you look at average days on market when it's, when it's 73 days today versus, 62 days a year ago. And so that's a fact that you just need to realize. Anybody out there that has their property on the market, don't rush. Don't think just because it hadn't sold that quick, that it's not going to sell. I have a personal house on the market right now. A house we lived in for 17 years, and it's been on the market, and it showed a couple of times. But I have the same tendencies to think, okay, what's wrong? But I got to tell myself, I got to look at these stats and go, I've only been on the market for about 30 days, so I shouldn't be worried about anything. Average sales price right now in the market is about $217,000. And by the way, I did not talk about the largest transactional purpose because I got into these stats. I'm going to run through here until we take a break, and then we come back and we'll talk about the largest transaction the last 2 weeks. But we do have a average sales price of about $217,000, and percentage of list price received. Nathan, you'll want to be interested in this. 95.8% is an average of what list price versus what you're actually selling for.
98.5?
95.8.
95.8.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Only a 4% drop.
Right.
Very good. That's good. That's good news for those who are thinking about listing a house.
Yeah, exactly. And so when we talk about, I guess, do we need to take a break right now?
Yep.
All right. So those are some good stats. When we come back, we will talk about the largest transaction that took place between May 16th and May 31st.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Rally on Wall Street yesterday, stalling today. That's as investors continue to monitor all the big headlines from the Middle East. Good news for some cancer patients. New study shows Revolution Medicines' experimental pancreatic cancer drug delayed painful symptoms for months and nearly doubled survival. Things are looking up for Victoria's Secret and its plan for a new era of sexy. Victoria's Secret is gaining market share, specifically with 18 to 44-year-olds. Golden State Warriors star Steph Curry has signed an endorsement contract with Chinese sportswear giant Li Ning following Curry's departure from Under Armour in November. The partnership with the Nike competitor starts with basketball and golf products. McDonald's, famous for the Big Mac and Chicken McNuggets, but it's also planning some new fancier menu items now, including hand-breaded wings and chicken fillets. They're currently being tested in some locations. McDonald's also looking at making nicer, airier restaurants. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Dean, giving away all those lawn chairs was so much fun.
Yes, and seeing all those deserving administrative professionals get the credit they deserve was very inspiring. I gotta hand it to you, Dean. That contest was a great idea. So what are we gonna do next?
Got any more good ideas up your sleeve?
Well, now that you've mentioned it, have you seen those dance challenges on the TikTok?
Dance challenges?
Yeah, a bunch of local businesses have been posting them.
I've seen them. They're hilarious.
Well, I've come up with a new dance for Say's Office Supply. Y'all watch this. Rich, hit that beat.
What was that?
I call it the pencil sharpener.
Look more like a dull pencil to me.
All right. I'll take that off the agenda, and we'll just get back to...
Get it all at Say's Office Supply.
Blended families, bonus children, and co-parenting can bring amazing experiences, but it can also be overwhelming and complicate your estate plan. How can families navigate the process when entering into this wonderful journey? I'm George Fine with Fine Legal Services. When it comes to your family's questions, our team can make planning for the future seamless and transparent. Call your Alexandria, Louisiana attorneys, George Fine and Jeremy Cedars, at 318-767-2226 to learn more, or visit fine-lawyers.com.
LSBA number LA2316294.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices. To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app. Know before you go.
Good morning. Our Tuesday should be a nice day with lots of sunshine. It's going to be hot. Afternoon highs near 93 degrees. That heat index above 100. And a little bitty breeze to cool things down. Although we could see an afternoon shower. Think about a 30% chance of that. Chance of rain up to a 40% chance tonight. We'll see mostly cloudy, 71 for the overnight low. And a 40% chance of more showers on Wednesday. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
Talkback. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
Welcome back to Talkback. Great conversations take place off air. I think you can see us talking, right?
Yeah, you can see us.
But we don't get to chat.
But you'll never know what we're saying.
It's good stuff when we're talking about the market and how solid it is. You and Rod Knowles before you and different ones have talked about how Central Louisiana has always been kind of the tail of the comet. So the comet makes a sharp rise, the tail slowly follows. The comet makes a sharp drop, the tail slowly follows. And it seems that way that we don't have dramatic changes. My question to you would be, if assuming the Applied Digital project comes through and they got 200, now they say they want to hire local, but I don't think they can find 200 AI tech people local to fill those jobs. And if the Beaver Lake project becomes a reality and they have to bring in 100, 200 people, if you have
UCOR as well.
UCOR. Yeah. So if you have 400 to 500 new families in the community, what does that do to the housing market?
Oh, I think it definitely improves it. I think, anytime you have a limited inventory, obviously prices are going to go up. And, we saw that coming right out of COVID in 21. We had limited inventory. We had never seen that ever. And I say ever, at least in the almost 30 years I've been in business. And I've talked with folks that have been in business for 20 and 30 years longer than I had. They had never seen anything like what we saw coming out of post-COVID. And now a lot of that had to do with interest rates. Interest rates were so incredibly low. That made a huge difference. But also inventory made a big difference. And we had buyers making offers, sight unseen, actually closing on them. We had buyers making offers with no inspection period, no contingencies. Just, we had never seen it. And I've heard about that in other markets. I've heard about that and just going, it just didn't seem normal to me, but we saw it. And it only lasted for about a year and a half. But I think if we have an influx of 400 to 500 people, when you start talking about the inventory that we have in place, we do not have, other than D.R. Horton, and I know that's a lot of folks think that's not they're not good builders or whatnot. I don't have a dog on that hunt. I've told you, we talked about the Old Town, subdivision out off Bayou Rapides, or they're doing another one out in Woodworth. They're doing a partial one out in Woodworth where the old part of the old country club, Alexandria Country Club was. And then they're also doing one off of North Bolton, off Enterprise in North Bolton. There's 100 homes being built right now. If you actually drive out there right now, right there on the corner of Enterprise and North Bolton, you're going to see 8 brand new houses built. And those are market rate homes. Those are D.R. Horton will finance them, but they're not, that's a market rate subdivision. It's going to be 100 units. And then they're building another 100+ unit property out in Woodworth, right off 165, kind of between Country Club Estates and then downtown Woodworth.
And I think Ball has a subdivision coming in.
Ball has one. Ball that was going to be a D.R. Horton subdivision. Right. They went in and they preliminary approved that, and then they pulled the approval off the table. Mm-hmm. The developer, Dan Aarons, actually bought the lot and was going to do that with D.R. Horton, and they pulled that off the table. Then he had another buyer that was going to come in and build some rent houses, and that didn't quite happen. So I haven't gotten an update, not sure what's going on with that, but that's I think it's an 80 lot subdivision, and I'm sure Dan will end up selling that to to, a handful of builders who will go in and build homes. And so, that's the other thing. Having available inventory to build on, lot inventory to build on is a big thing. And it doesn't happen overnight. So if we get a bunch of people come in, move in, 400 or 500 people move in over the next 2 or 3 years, and we don't have lots available and we don't have homes available, then that's just going to increase the price of existing inventory.
And I forgot Shadow Creek's new backside.
That's right. I forgot about that too. Shadow Creek is, and that'll be that has become a really popular neighborhood.
Oh, they're building more houses out there.
They are.
That's the one off 28.
Yeah, on the left behind
Evangeline Bank and First Federal Bank.
Yeah. Wow. We need to take a break. We've got a call on the line. Caller, when we come back from the break, we'll go straight to you. Back with Matt Ritchie. More on Talkback.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255.
Remember when eating corn right off the cob was one of your favorite summertime treats? Or how about taking a big bite out of a crisp, fresh apple? If it's been a while since you enjoyed these delightful activities, chances are your teeth are no longer up for the task. But now there's great news. The folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville are Cenla's dental implant experts. They're both highly trained and experienced in the procedure. Now with thousands of completely satisfied, delighted patients. They make dental implant surgery simple by using today's most current technologies. Along with in-office IV sedation administered by a highly skilled certified nurse anesthetist, you'll be in and out before you know it, without all the anxiety. Plus, at Today's Dental, their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Go back to crunching all your favorite foods. Give Today's Dental a call at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 448-4540.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Cenla's best at Bricato's Restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt-in-your-mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricato's Restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, welcome back to Talkback. As promised, we go to the phone line. Good morning. You're on Talkback with Matt Ritchie.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I just want to follow up on the story Matt told about that Bunkie property. I'm just for the record, I'm a cafeteria Catholic down here in New Orleans. I'm not quite as virtuous as Matt, but I try to be. I go to church often, so on and so forth. But listen, after that Bunkie deal, the Archdiocese down here, we got fleeced so bad on that deal. We had to cancel like Easter celebrations. We couldn't buy fish for fish fries during Lent. I mean, it was just, we took us a long time to recover from that deal. It was really terrible. I got to tell you guys.
Oh, that's funny.
You must know this guy.
I know him very, very, very well.
He calls it Bunkie, so he's got a connection.
Yeah.
So all kidding aside, though, let me tell you something. I have known Matt for some time, and you can't ask. This guy is so uniquely qualified for the NAR position. If he doesn't win that race, I'm telling you that the thing is rigged. It's rigged, guys. I'm telling you. You heard it. Listen, somebody said, hear me now, believe me later. The deal is rigged if this guy don't win.
We agree.
Well, Rick, I appreciate that. That means a lot. And just for those who listeners, this is Rick Roberts. He's a very, very close friend, dear friend of mine. I've gotten to know over the last 20 years. Former president of Louisiana Realtors, former chairman of the Louisiana Real Estate Commission, and an absolute huge producer in the New Orleans market, and also president-elect of the New Orleans Metropolitan Association of Realtors. And so Rick is he loves to razz me sometimes. So I appreciate you calling in, Rick.
Glad we got a New Orleans listen.
Well,
that's good.
Well, I'll kidding aside. Listen, guys, I love the show, man. I love listening to the show. I learned a lot about the real estate in your area, but I'll see you in 2 weeks in D.C. But thanks again, and then best of luck to you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate you, brother.
Great call right there. That's lovely, man.
Yeah, Rick's a real good guy, and brings a lot of humor to wherever he's at.
So he said he'll see you in 2 weeks in D.C.?
In D.C.,
and
yeah.
That's where the voting will take place?
It will, yeah. So we actually will arrive in D.C. on June 13th. The election will be on June 18th. There'll be a lot of talks and speaking and opportunities in those 3 or 4 days. And So yes, on June 18th, I'll know and I'll be over.
So here's our dilemma.
Okay.
Have you talked to Al about that week?
I have.
18th is your day here, so
16th. 16th, yes, and I will be in D.C. And I told him. Well, I think we've scheduled it on Monday the 22nd.
Okay. Ah, man, I'm not here on Monday.
No, I know we'll be.
Listen.
We'll be on Monday the 22nd. But let's get in it. Let's talk about some deals real fast. Largest transaction in the area for the last 2 weeks was Jackson Street Plaza LLC sales to the Vietnamese Market LLC. Both Alexandria addresses for the buyer and the seller. Lot 1 of James subdivision. It's 5530 Jackson Street. And if you're wondering where that is, it's on the corner of Jackson Street and Maureen. It's sold for $1,050,000. Another point of reference is that's where Johnny's Pizza is, right there on Jackson Street. It's a small little strip center. There used to be a little coffee shop on the end. I think now there was a little burger shop on the end. I don't think it made. I think it didn't last very long. And then I think there's a couple other little vacancies in there. So I think the Vietnamese Market, they must be planning on occupying the rest of the building other than Johnny's, unless Johnny's is moving out. I don't know that to be true, but $1,050,000. So that's an interesting sale right there. I can tell you that when Johnny's originally was going there, I can't tell you this little brief story. When Johnny's originally was locating there, I was meeting with the Johnny's franchise owner, and they had a site study, and they knew because of all those rooftops back there in Good Earth and Lebanon, all the with Ash, all the rooftops in that particular area, they pinpointed that location. They knew that they felt like they could sell so many millions of dollars worth of pizza every year. And so I don't know how well that location actually has ended up panning out, but that's what his site selector told him at the time whenever he chose that location. Because actually the operator is a different operator today than it was when they originally opened. So just a interesting fact right there. We're just going to go through some commercial sales that I think may be of interest. Cab LLC sells to Maxon LLC, to a Baton Rouge company sells to an Alexandria company, a little small lot, a little 3/4 acre lot on North Bolton for $50,000, located right there in front of the subdivision we were just talking about, where D.R. Horton's building their subdivision. Kenneth Morrow sells his little office building. Kenneth was an accountant, bookkeeper right there on Jackson Street, little house office. Sells to Rhodes Property and Development. Rhodes Property Development is I say a local. They're out of Natchitoches, but they're all over the state, really doing subdivisions and flips and doing all type of real estate investment. They bought 2911 Jackson Street. Be interested to watch what they do. They paid $98,700 for it. So be interested to see if they keep that as an office for maybe their real estate company or they may try to flip it. Not sure. But another sale, start to finish transformation. A local company here in Alexandria sells to another local, Roy Purnell, 608 Bolton Avenue for $50,000. And if you want to know what $50,000 on Bolton Avenue looks like, the corner of Elliott Street and Bolton Avenue, there used to be a beauty shop. And if you've noticed lately, I go down Bolton Avenue, turn on Elliott Street to go to Prom Sucker for Mass every weekend. So I watched that building, and I've been noticing over the last several years, I've been noticing the windows keep getting broken out and it just getting deteriorated. So I hate to see that the owners finally just had to take $50,000, because obviously the building, the structure should be worth more than that. So hopefully Roy is going to do something. Roy Purnell is going to do something with that building and bring it back to life. Key West Investment sells to Hugo Investments, a little brick home on 3310 Nelson Street. And the only reason I bring that sale up is because that Nelson Street is between right here on Texas Avenue and MacArthur Drive. And I believe, it may be another 10 years or so, but I believe that everything between Texas and MacArthur will end up being commercial property at some point, all the way from Jackson Street all the way down to Monroe Street. It almost is already because you've seen so much be absorbed. And then that actually made me just think about something, because on the corner of Nelson, if you keep going up Nelson, on the left, Yvette Hardy in my office sold a little under a half-acre lot, opposite corner of where the new Popeyes is. She sold that, used to be a car lot, sold it for just under $500,000 a couple of months ago, and I don't know that we ever talked about it, but a Dunkin' Donuts franchise is going to go there. And so you may have reported on that. I'm not sure.
Well,
but,
I'm glad you said it, because I've known, and I was just trying to let Duncan say, or whoever needed to say it, but you said it, so I'm glad.
Look, we only represented the seller. We didn't represent the buyer, so I didn't give anything up on that.
Good.
But I've been waiting. I've been waiting to see where, I haven't even seen any dirt work done or anything like that.
I've been literally thinking about it every week.
I do know that the buyer of that has the franchise rights for Alexandria.
Okay.
So I do know that. And then another point of interest, talking about coffee.
Can I say one more thing? Is it Duncan and Baskin Robbins?
That's my understanding.
Okay.
My understanding, which my family's fired up about it. We love Baskin Robbins.
I love Baskin Robbins.
And so
we're going to let you say it. We both heard both those names, but we didn't feel like we had the liberty yet.
Well,
it's in the domain.
I'm so glad he said it. 'Cause I have everyone ask me before the China Queen question was what's happening there.
Right.
Well, so I made a comment last show about the little small lot next to Freddy's out front of the Power Center. And I said that what I said was that the developers are the same developers that I was working with on a deal in Pineville that were representing Severn Brew. Yeah. Well, I made a mistake. Because all these coffee, and look, full disclosure, I don't drink coffee. So whether it's Starbucks, Severn Brew, or Dutch Brothers, that's the third operator. Dutch Brothers, that's where Dutch Brothers is going to go.
Wait, where?
Next to Freddy's.
No way.
Yeah.
In Alexandria.
Yeah.
When?
The developer just closed on the lot about a month ago.
That's huge news, man.
Steven
you just got the most viral video of the year, probably.
So Dutch Brothers will go next to Freddy's, and that developer is
to the right or left. So I know it's
to the right.
Film.
Okay, right. It's where the car lot was going to be.
Okay.
And I mean, not the car lot, the car wash.
Yeah.
The car wash had a sign there. They decided not to build there, so they sold the lot to the Dutch Brothers developer. I'm working with that. I was trying to work a deal in Pineville with that same developer. That's how I knew. But when I was talking about the last show, I had it mixed up. Because I was working with actually a Dutch Brothers and a Severn Brew.
Yeah.
So the long story short, we're going to have a Severn Brew and a Dutch Brothers on MacArthur Drive.
Well, where's the Severn Brew? Did I miss that?
Yeah, I kind of know. I know where they're going, but I really shouldn't say because.
So you can confirm both are going.
Yeah, you'll have
Wow.
Starbucks, Dutch Brothers, and Severn Brew.
I don't think y'all realize, non-coffee drinkers, how big of a deal this is. Dutch Bros was long story short, my family's from Idaho, half of them. My mom's side's from here. Dutch Bros has been a thing there forever. And we would look forward to going to Boise just to go to Dutch Bros.
Does it taste that much different?
It's just a cool place to go.
Okay, all right.
They have like these freeze coffee drinks, like the Red Bull things they do now. I hate Red Bull, but they got a bunch of great coffee. So
okay, good.
It's just like a legitimacy stamp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just makes us all grown up.
You have arrived.
I love it. I love it. We got more to talk about when we come back.
And I will say this. We did get a listener commented that the hamburger place there in Johnny's is called Cenla Grill and Chill, and they were still open as of May 28th, their last Facebook post. So they may still be open.
Oh, my bad if they're not. Yeah. I know there was somebody looking at that.
They just cut their hours to lunchtime.
Oh, they did? Okay, good. I hate to see any business closed.
We'll be back with more with Matt Ritchie. May even ask him, I will ask him, how about the price of land around the data center when we come back?
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
Warmer weather is finally here, and that means cookouts, ball games, and maybe enjoying some time on the water.
But it also means lots of heavy food, sweets, and maybe an extra adult beverage or two. Thank goodness we both take Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All the things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
With trusted natural ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and artichoke oak extract, it's gentle enough to take all year long.
No harsh cleanses, no extreme detoxes, just simple daily liver support. We really feel the difference.
Active Liver helps us enjoy the good things in life with peace of mind that our liver isn't working overtime. Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com, and you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
This is where the DJ talks. Don't say anything.
Okay. Talkback. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
Oh, beauty, go.
Well, there we go. We are talking about viral stories happening all around us as we speak. Matt is bringing the heat, and he's got people fired up. My phone is literally over here. I'm having to bounce between messages because people are so excited about what's coming. But there is this one question a listener has asked me is about the prices of the land around the data center. So what does that mean? Are the prices going up? Are the prices going down because there's a data center? Or the prices, is that a one flash in the pan? What are your thoughts about the price of land around there?
Well, so if the question is land and voice around the Applied Digital data project, is all the real estate automatically worth more today?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say it depends. And the reason it depends is because some users may not want to live up we're talking about big buildings here. People don't even realize, they see that big white tent out there, that's going to be just so minuscule compared to the size of the buildings that are going to be built out there. These buildings are huge. And so does somebody want to have that in their backyard? Now, the question is, that's the only problem with, every time you see a big sale like that, then everybody thinks that their property is now worth what that last sale is. And that property had unique attributes and it may not be, but but obviously it changed the price of poker, from a lack of better words. It changed the price of poker when you do see sales like that. And if you do have a property that's comparable and has the same attributes that property, Applied Digital property had, then it potentially could be worth that range. Now, obviously, availability of utilities makes a huge difference. Does a property have access to water, sewer, and obviously, and definitely electricity? But because we had some property listed between Cowboy Town and the Boyce exit, and we went to go looking at infrastructure of water availability and sewer availability. And believe it or not, that little stretch right there didn't have the capacity to do some let's say an RV park or some other projects that we were working on. So just because it's close doesn't mean it has everything that the property would need. So that's why I say it depends. Now, residential property, I don't know that it increases the value of it. True developable land with good access to sewer, water, electricity, road access, all the things all the boxes that you have to check, it could potentially have increased. That property could have potentially increased. So it just depends. Anybody wants to talk about it, please feel free to call me. I'm 449-8919. That's 318-449-819. And I'd be happy to talk to you about your specific tract and kind of give you my thoughts on what the value, if it increased or decreased.
There you go.
How much time do we have left?
We've got about a minute.
We've got about a minute. D.R. Horton sells a new house out in the Cedar Bluff Estates. That's the property. That's the little one street off to when you pull into the Alexandria Country Club. It sells for $404,000. So the price ranges are getting a little higher of things that they're building. So if somebody wants to see what a different D.R. Horton looks like versus the one on Rapides Avenue, you can see what those homes look like out there at the Alexandria Country Club. But I hear the music.
About 30 seconds.
We had a great show.
Absolutely.
I feel like we had a good show. I feel like
breaking news left and right.
we got a lot going on. Look, I'm optimistic about what's going on in the community, and I will be back on Monday the 22nd to give you the great news.
That's right.
Of what happened on June 18th.
We look forward to it. We're going to break the news before you show up.
Let me know.
We're going to announce the big
Post it.
All right, Matt. Thank you for being here. He'll be back.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers.